Hi everyone, Rick here again with another model review and finished build. This is going to be on the Revell kit in 1/35 scale Boxer GTFz, which is the infantry version. They also have an ambulance version in addition to this. It's an older kit brought out in 2012. They're currently not making it. Anybody from Revell listening, please bring this kit back out. Anyway, so let's talk about the model itself. So here's a look at the instructions. You get a metal antenna with this, and then you'll have all your explanations of the vehicle in a couple different languages. And you'll go through the normal explanations of what the instructions, the different codes and all that mean. You'll have a list of your parts, different paints you'll need, and then you start the building process. The model itself goes together pretty straightforward. Follow the instructions, no real big headaches or anything. Everything's pretty well laid out and small enough to where you can do each component fairly simple. Not a lot of parts to the kit. Goes together in about 4 hours or so. Build the lower chassis, then you're going to start working on the detachable component, which would be the infantry compartment. Not a lot of parts to that. Only one little part you need to drill some holes into. And then you get to your different painting processes. You have your decal set, multiple options here. You can do your own license plate, or you can use one of the two options they have, along with your warning placards, and then your weight, and then obviously the Bundeswehr insignias. Infantry compartment. In there you're going to have a sprue part that has the guns. You have two different options. You can put the heavy machine gun, or you can put the 40mm grenade launcher. Then you're going to have your sides and lower hull, and then you're going to have your upper hull and your commander's component, along with your equipment boxes that are fiberglass on the real vehicle on the sides. The next sprue part will be your lower hull. This is in the other bag. You're going to have your siding, kind of get an idea of the rivets, the added on supplemental armor attachment plates, and some of the details here, and the axles and side skirts and interior parts. It does have the driver's component built into the vehicle, so you can see that part. Here's going to be more of the different parts. Notorious Revell, parts fall off the sprue sheet, so you end up with pieces inside the bag, so when you're opening it up, be careful, you don't want to lose anything. And you're going to have your more of your top and your side. One of the neat things about this vehicle is they have two plates that go on the upper deck. That's the spaced armor that the vehicle has. They actually have that component. It works out real nice and looks real sharp. And then the last piece will be some more of the body parts, and once again you have to be careful because some of the parts fall off and they'll be in the bag, so you end up with little pieces. Be careful. And the last bag is going to have your rubber tires and your tow cable, your mud skirts, and your side skirt for your exhaust port. Okay, so here's the colors I used to paint the vehicle. I primed it with my Tamiya primer, and then painted the acrylic NATO green, NATO brown, NATO black. From there I used the flat black on the machine gun. The metallic gray I used for the rear view mirrors. I used the white for the license plate, and then had my clear. I painted it over to put the decals on. After that I painted the flat clear, and then I used the enamel brown here, Model Master, to do some of the weathering, along with the buff to get an overall effect. And then for my turn signals and brake lights I use these two Model Master products. So let's look at the actual build. Okay, so let's take a look at the completed model. It was painted in Bundeswehr tricolor NATO green for the German Army. It was done in Tamiya acrylics. I've got the NATO brown, NATO black, and NATO green, and then I followed it up with a little bit of light weathering with a light gray enamel, and then followed that up with a buff Tamiya acrylic spray on the sides to get kind of a dusty look. You can kind of see a little bit of here where it's more on the lower area, not so much on the top. I also did a little bit of enamel brown, doing a little bit of splatter to get kind of a mud splatter look. Nothing major, just light. You kind of see the details of the model, all the different brake lights, reverse lights, and different turn signals they have, along with the antennas. It does have the metal antenna that the Revell kit comes with. The only thing that I did differently is I took the tow cable here and I replaced it with a metal cable. The rubber one just had too much materials on it to clean it up and make it look nice, so I ended up replacing it. This you do get a nice look of the weathering on the sides, the dirty, dusty look, along with the streaking. Different areas you can see. The model itself goes together quite nicely. Looks real nice once it's completed. Takes roughly 3-4 hours to build if you take your time, and a little bit longer to paint it. I did do a Tamiya fine primer. I used the Hull red color, and that's a nice base coat. But here's a look at what it can look like when you're completed. This kit's ready to be added some more details for a diorama and put it on a diorama, or just leave it as is. Anyway, there's my model, my review of the overall kit. Any questions or comments, please reach out to me and ask me. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Take care, everyone.